Now, ethnic Serbs living in northern Kosovo, who've been blocking roads for nearly 3 weeks, have agreed to dismantle their barricades. Serbian President Aleksandar Vucic said he brokered the move. The crisis erupted after the detention of a former ethnic Serb policeman for terrorism. Ethnic tensions have simmered since Kosovo declared independence from Serbia in 2008. Many Serbs in the north still regard the area as part of Serbia. Well, let's bring in Luz Gunnar Vigamark here. He's head of the European Union Rule of Law mission in Kosovo. Now, that was set up to support local institutions after Kosovo declared its independence from Serbia in 2008. Welcome to the program. First of all, Serbia's president says the barricades in northern Kosovo will be removed. Would you say that's a significant step towards de-escalation?
Well, first of all, we haven't seen the barricades being removed yet. Only a handful of small local roads have been cleared so far, but all the major barricades still remain. And it's our understanding that, yes, this is part of this understanding or agreement that they should be removed. So we are waiting quite anxiously for that to happen, together with our colleagues here from NATO KFOR.
Well, the tensions surrounding Kosovo have been simmering for years. You know that as well as anyone. Are you convinced that the players involved in this are committed to peaceful coexistence?
Well, I certainly hope that everyone would like to have peace here in the region in general. We all know what's going on in Ukraine, and the last thing that Europe needs right now is another armed conflict. What we've seen here in Kosovo, in northern Kosovo, and in terms of relations between Belgrade and Pristina over the past year is kind of on and off crisis over what seems to be minor issues, such as which kind of license plates should be allowed in northern Kosovo in particular, where they're still been using old Serbian issued license plates. But of course, this is just the tip of the iceberg. There are a whole set of agreements reached under the dialogue already almost 10 years ago that were implemented, in particular the integration of Kosovo Serbs in northern Kosovo into the Kosovo police force. The judiciary was also integrated, and a number of other institutions. Unfortunately, over a month ago, Kosovo Serb police officers withdrew, and also from the judiciary, which created a security and rule of law vacuum in northern Kosovo and the 4 northernmost municipalities of Kosovo. And that vacuum still persists. If you don't have law enforcement, if you don't have police, we've tried to fill it as the EU Rule of Law mission. We have a small police force here with a limited mandate. We're working closely with the Kosovo police. We only act at their explicit request. You also have KFOR, of course, but they're military. So for them, they don't do law enforcement. So this vacuum still persists. And that's why we urge everyone to return to the negotiating table. And if there are still issues with the dialogue agreements that have already been reached, they need to be resolved, and they need to move on, I think, now and look at the broader aspects of a comprehensive agreement that will lead to mutual recognition also of both countries.
Well, there you go. You've touched on the core issue in this in the tensions in that region. Serbia still refuses to recognize Kosovo's independence. So what prospects do you see for resolving that?
Well, I think it's important to keep working. First of all, we have a mandate to work here in Kosovo, first of all. Kosovo has made a lot of progress, I would say, in terms of rule of law, in terms of economic developments. There's still a lot of work to do in terms of strengthening the independence of the judiciary. We're monitoring the judiciary. And as part of this understanding that we hope now has been reached also, we will monitor cases involving so-called non-majority members of the Kosovo police population. We've been doing this already for quite some time. We've monitored, for instance, the case of Oliver Ivanovic, one of the few prominent Kosovo Serb opposition politicians who was murdered in Mitrovica 4 years ago. Right. We're also monitoring a lot of high-profile corruption cases in Kosovo in general. I think we are partners here with Kosovo, and Kosovo still needs our support, I'd like to think. Rule of law is an issue for the whole region, and not just in the Western Balkans these days. Also in the European Union, we see a lot of discussion